Welcome back to Advanced English Language Academy. This is Yasin, your English language instructor. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic: how to avoid pauses in speaking English, or how to avoid pauses while speaking English. Remember, when you speak English and you pause, sometimes you get blushed and you don't have any words. You lose all your vocabulary, all your expressions, all your answers, and then there will occur a time when you get blushed and you are not able to say a word and you will just stop. Okay, so when you stop, you know what happens. Automatically you will be considered to fail. And if you want to speak fluent English, you are talking to a native person or you're talking to someone whose English is good, so he's expecting you to be a fluent speaker. So there are certain expressions, if you use them in your daily speaking, if you use them in tests or interviews, so you're pausing, for example, you lost the words, and for example you don't have an answer, so they won't affect your interview, they won't affect your fluency. And maybe if you use certain techniques, certain words, certain expressions in your speaking, so the tester or the interviewer will help you and he will ask you the questions with an easy way, or he'll ask you the questions clearly if he or she is asking questions a little faster, so he'll slow down. But if you use these expressions, then they make a very negative impact on your speaking. And maybe if you are taking IELTS test and you use these expressions, so remember, there will occur a time when you'll be completely silent, and maybe you come out of the room yourself thinking that you have failed. So I have come up with a few techniques. If you just bring them to your speaking, install them in your language system, so interviews or tests will be easy for you. Okay, there are certain things, for example, you are speaking, so the interviewer also knows that if the candidate or the person who is taking the test uses certain expressions, certain words, so these words or these expressions won't have an influence on your marking, on your selection, etc. So for example, someone asks you a question and you don't have a clear idea, so if you say don't say that, like this, say well, and then think. Well should be in your mouth, well, and in the meanwhile ideas will be coming into your mind. In your mouth, on your tongue, there will be well. In the meanwhile your mind will be opening the folder, because the data is stored in our brain in folders. So once that folder opens, then you have no problem. But until that folder opens in your brain, so you will have to say well, and then you should answer. But if you say so it will make a very negative impression. Impact. Oh, like this. Oh, no, you shouldn't say that. Or you shouldn't use these words. Okay, use I guess, and then like this. Okay, so the time you are taking after using I guess is not considered to be a negative thing. Rather, it is considered to be a positive thing. The tester understands that you have vocabulary, but maybe for the time being you are struggling to find the information, so he or she'll think, let him or her take time, and no problem, you can answer a little later. But if you use these things like well I guess, I reckon, I think. And if you don't understand a question, for example, someone asks you a question, so you shouldn't just like this shake your head, no, and you shouldn't nod like this. For example, someone asks you a yes no question and you say like this and like this, don't do that as well. And if you don't understand a question, so you should say, sorry, I don't have any idea about it. I don't have any idea. Could you please ask another question? So if you use these words or these expressions in your speaking, in your interviews, in your tests, so remember your confusion, your time, as we are human beings, so we will be confused. It will take a little time for us to collect the information and to bring those information to our speaking. So we are human beings. We will take time, but if you use these expressions, so it will have a negative impact on your interview or your speaking. But if you use these, well, I guess, I reckon, I think, sorry, I don't have any idea, so the tester also knows that you are taking a little time. No problem, you can take your time, and your confusion or your time will not have negative impact on your interviews or your tests. Thanks a lot. If you liked our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive our upcoming videos. Ta-ta for now.